Hello everyone, welcome to the class of derivatives, actually limits and derivatives, chapter number 13 of first PU mathematics. So, in the last class we discussed about first principle of derivative and used it to compute the derivative of powers of x as well as a constant and some simple functions like x square etc. And I told you people we will be finding the derivatives of trigonometric functions in this class and how to use them in further calculation of derivatives. I myself Srijit KP from GPUC Shankar Narayana, Udupi district. So, let us take first example of simplest trigonometric function sin x. So, our aim is f of x equals to sin x. What is the derivative? That is f dash of x is equal to what? So, how to find out this? Using the first principle of derivative. Using first principle of derivative, we have to compute f dash of x. Okay. So, first principle of derivative, let us recall once again, it is f dash of x is equal to limit h tending to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Here f of x is sin x. So, limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h. What happens to f of x plus h? So, in the place of x we have to write x plus h. So, it becomes sin of x plus h minus sin x divided by h. So, this is a sign difference. So, cos comes first. So, that is how we remember the rule, limit h tends to 0 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ sin difference ಇದ್ದಾಗ 2 times of cos of x plus h plus x divided by 2 into sin of next sin of x plus h minus x divided by 2 whole divided by h you have. So, this is 2 times cos x plus h plus x. So, this plus this by 2 and this minus this by 2. So, into that is of sin. So, we know the formula of sin A minus sin B. Sin A minus sin B is 2 times cos A plus B by 2 sin A minus B by 2. So, A plus B is for the first. So, cos first, sin second. So, that is how we remember the formula. You can use some other techniques to remember that. Okay. So, this is from a trigonometric identity. So, ನಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಏನಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಬಂದಾಗ ಸೈನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಈ ತರದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾವನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಟ್ರಿಗ್ನೋಮೆಟ್ರಿ ಇರುವ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು 0. ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ, ಇದನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 2 times cos of x plus x. So, that is 2x plus h divided by 2 into sin of x plus h minus x. So, x cancels. So, it will be sin of h by 2 whole divided by h. Observe that this can be limit h tends to 0 can be written as cos of 2x plus h by 2. So, that will be 2x by 2. So, x plus h divided by 2 into sin h divided by 2 whole thing divided by h by 2. So, whole divided by, but I have taken this 2 to the denominator. So, this is like sin of h by 2 divided by h by 2. Now, what we can see here, this is something like sin x divided by x. In the place of x, h by 2 is there, that is all. So, we will split the limit by the algebra of limits. So, what happens here? Limit h tends to 0. instead of calculating the whole limit, we can consider limit of this into limit of this. So, this becomes limit of cos of x plus h by 2. So, x plus h by 2, how it came? Because 2 cancel. So, x plus h by 2 into limit h tends to 0 sin of h by 2 whole divided by h by 2. We are very happy to see this expression. Reason, we know the theory. What is that theory? Sin x by x as x tends to 0. Here h by 2 is there, h is there, no problem. Since h is tending to 0, h by 2 tends to 0 very quick. So, h is going to 0, h is very close to 0. Where is that h by 2 then? So, h is, this is h and this is 0, let us say, okay, this is 0 and somewhere here h is there, then h by 2 will be close to 0 only, no? So, you will be having, so h by 2 will be very close to 0, therefore, we can directly write this expression as 1. So, applying limit, you will get cos of, sorry for that, cos of, it will be cos of x plus 0 by 2 into 1 from theorem. Now 0 by 2, what is 0 by 2? It is 0. So, this is simply cos x. So, what is the derivative of sin x? Derivative of sin x turned to be cos x. It's like better, what you can say, So, this actually cos means cosine. So, sin of x becomes cosine of x. So, derivative of sine, cosine. So, what is the derivative of cos? Automatically comes to our mind. Next question will be, what will be the derivative of cos x? Isn't it? Cosine x. So, let us try to find out again using the first principle of derivative. So, please note that whenever f of x is equal to sin x, f dash of x will be cos x. Now, let us change this. Our question will be now, what is the derivative? Our motto is to find derivative of cos x using the first principle of derivative. Again same thing. Now, instead of a sine you have cos, that is all. So, limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h, cos of x plus h minus cos x whole divided by h. Okay. Now, this is a cos difference. What is the cos difference? It is negative sign. So, that is how I remember this minus 2 sin of this plus this by 2. So, x plus h plus x divided by 2 into both sign. So, it will be again sin of x plus h minus x divided by 2 whole divided by h. This is almost a replica of the previous one, but only the difference is you have a minus 2 here, and instead of cos, what you have? You have sin, negative sign is maintained, minus, okay. So, last step we will write again, no problem. Okay, let us verify this. I simply replaced cos by sin, that is all. Okay. According to the formula, cos difference becomes negative, sin. So, minus 2 sin a plus b by 2 sin a minus b by 2. So, whole divided by h is there, minus 2x plus h divided by 2 sin h by 2, same thing. So, minus 2, in that 2 has been taken to the other side, minus sin x plus h by 2 into sin h by 2 whole divided by h by 2, that is also fine. Then what happens? Minus sin x plus h by 2, that is one limit, and the second limit is considered to be limit h tends to 0 sin h by 2 divided by h by 2. Now applying limit, what you have? When you apply the limit, this becomes minus sin x plus 0 by 2, that is 0 only, into 1. From where this is 1? From theorem. From theorem. So x plus 0 is x. So this final answer will be minus sin x. So what is the derivative of cosine? Derivative of cosine x is nothing but minus sin x. Derivative of sin x is positive cos x. So derivatives can be negative. So this is one more point we can observe from the derivative of cos x. So now we have derivative of sin x, derivative of cos x. Now what is the other trigonometric function? The next one will be our tangent function, that is tan x. So let us try to compute the derivative of tan x now. So f of x is equal to tan x f dash of x equals to what? So again we are using first principle of derivative. So let us know that answer. So I will not write that by using the first principle etc. So directly I will write f dash of x. So in baribekiga f dash of x equals to limit baribekalva. So it becomes limit h tending to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. ಇಲ್ಲಿ tan x plus h ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ x ಇರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ x plus h ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಬರೀತೀರಿ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ h tends to 0 tan of x plus h minus tan x divided by h. In the previous problem we had cos difference, sin difference etc. ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾನಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ವಿತ್ ಟ್ಯಾನ್? ಟ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಒಂದೇ, ಏನು ಸೈನ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಕಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ h tends to 0 sin of x plus h divided by cos of x plus h minus sin x divided by cos x whole divided by h. So tan x plus h ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ? sin by cos ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗೆಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್? Next step will be taking the common denominator in your numerator. ಇದೆರಡನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ. So cos x will come to the other side. So this will be limit h tending to 0 sin of x plus h into cos x minus cos of x plus h into sin x divided by cos of x plus h into cos x into h whole divided by h ಅನ್ನು ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರುವ divided by h into h in the denominator. Now this is like sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. So we know that sin of a plus b is equal to sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. So a is x plus h here, b is x and cos a okay, x plus h x. So a b sin cos sin. So this is nothing but sin of a plus b. Is it not? Yes. So we can write this is nothing but another way, sine of, okay, there is a big mistake. What is the big mistake? It is not sine of a plus b. Sine of a plus b is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Now I have written actually this is minus in the expression, it is minus. So I have to consider what? I have to consider sine of a minus b. Sine of a minus b will be sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. So sine of x plus h cos x minus cos of x plus h sine a. So this becomes automatically x plus h minus x. So a minus b. So a b. So a minus b. So this is a, this is b, a minus b. So now formula is correct. So previously what I have wrote is slightly wrong. So you got sine of x plus h minus x divided by cos of x plus h into cos x into h. X cancels. So what is remaining now? It is limit h tending to 0 sine of h divided by cos of x plus h into cos x into h. Somehow we are happy to see this sin h because there is h in the denominator. So you have this is equal to limit h tending to 0 1 divided by cos of x plus h into cos x into, I will split the limit again into limit h tending to 0 sin h divided by h. When you apply the limit, what is this? This is 1. So we will apply the limit. I will continue here. Applying limit. Applying limit, you have 1 divided by cos of x plus 0 into cos x into 1 from the theorem. Now you have cos x cos x. What is cos x cos x? 1 divided by cos square x. What is 1 by cos square x? It is secant square x. So what is the derivative of tan x? Derivative of tan x is secant square x. So 1 by cos square x is nothing but 1 by cos x whole square. 1 by cos x is secant x. So this becomes secant square x. So what is the derivative of tan x now? Derivative of tan x is secant square x. So this way we can compute derivative of every trigonometric functions. Okay, now let us make a small list of this because it will be helpful to remember this standard derivatives. So let us make a small table, f of x versus f dash of x. Okay, f of x, k or constant. What is f dash of x? F dash of x will be 0. Then when you consider f of x, x to the power n, what is the derivative? N into x to the power n minus 1. Okay. What is the derivative of 1 divided by x? It is minus 1 by x square. What is the derivative of x? It is 1. Derivative of x is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by x square. So x power n derivative is n x power n minus 1 for all n belongs to r. Now when we come for the trigonometric functions, we have calculated the derivative of only 3 functions, 3 fundamental functions. They are f of x, f dash of x. So first one is sin x, derivative turns to be cosine x. Next one, function is cosine x, derivative turns to be minus sin x, and the third one tan x, derivative turns to be secant square x. So this way we studied a little bit of derivatives of standard functions. Some standard functions, the basic standard functions like powers of x, which can be helpful to compute the derivative of the polynomials in future, and derivative of some 3 basic trigonometric functions. So cosecant is a reciprocal of sine, so that is 1 by sine is cosecant, and secant is 1 by cosine. So tan, cot is 1 by tan, so that we can study later. Once we know how to use the algebra of limits, these basic functions derivative can be utilized there, and we can get the derivative of more composite or more complex functions easily. For on this note, I will leave you with this particular table to study and to be ready with the next set of problems, where we will be studying algebra of derivatives and how to use this derivative of the standard functions there. Let us discuss about the algebra of derivatives. But before going to that, let us note what are the different notations we are using for the derivatives. Okay. So derivative, for a real function, y is equal to f of x, f dash of x is denoted by y dash or dy by dx or d by dx of f of x, that is derivative of y or f of x with respect to x. So let us keep these notations in our mind before going to the algebra of derivatives. Reason is, in algebra of derivatives, some expressions will be bit complicated. Rather than the writing this f dash of x or f dash of x into g dash of x, etc., easy to write y dash, u dash, etc. So when we say y dash, it is nothing but dy by dx, rate of change of y with respect to x. So let us go for algebra of derivatives. All these results are without proof. For two real functions, y, let us say u is equal to f of x and v is equal to g of x. Point number 1, f of x plus g of x whole dash is equal to f dash of x plus g dash of x. That is u plus v whole dash is equal to u dash plus v dash. Let us go for the point number 2. Point number 2, that is similar to f of x plus g of x, where now we have to get f of x minus g of x, f of x minus g of x. So, that is f dash of x minus g dash of x. So, it is similar to the previous one, f of x minus g of x whole dash is equal to f dash of x minus g dash of x. Otherwise, u minus v whole dash is equal to u dash minus v dash. Third one, f of x into g of x whole dash. This is known as the product rule. It is f of x into g dash of x plus f dash of x into g of x. That is u into v whole dash is equal to u v dash plus v u dash. This is known as product rule. All these rules are given without proof for you people to solve the problems. So, we have to remember this product rule. So, usually sometimes we will remember this as first function into second function, derivative of first function into second function, first function into derivative of the second plus the second function into derivative of the first. Fourth one, it is f of x, f of x divided by g of x whole dash is equal to g of x into f dash of x minus f of x into g dash of x divided by g of x whole square. So, provided there is a condition for this, g of x not equal to 0, g of x not equal to 0. So, this will be, you can write it as a u by v whole dash is equal to v u dash minus u v dash divided by v square. This is known as quotient rule. So, known as quotient rule. Okay. So, in the quotient rule, these two are the very important two rules. One is product rule as well as the quotient rule. In quotient rule, it is like denominator divided by numerator, so numerator by denominator. So, then it will be denominator into numerator derivative minus numerator into denominator derivative divided by denominator square. And last one, fifth one, lambda into f of x whole dash is equal to lambda into f dash of x, where lambda is a constant, So, we have to learn all these results to solve the problems. Using these results as well as the previous derivatives of the standard function, we can solve some problems. Okay. So, let us see some examples how to use these particular results. Before solving the problems, let me discuss the properties once again. Sum of two functions derivative is nothing but sum of derivatives. So, sum of functions derivative is nothing but sum of derivatives or the derivatives sum. Next, same with the difference also. So, you here actually f plus g, then after that performing the differentiation. Instead of that, what is the meaning of this? Meaning is, after adding and differentiating, you can differentiate the first function and you can add with the second function's derivative. So, it is not necessary to compute this expression f of x plus g of x. Same thing goes with the difference also. Then while product rule, it is bit different. In product rule what happens is, so uv whole dash, that is first function into second function, its derivative will be, first function will act as a constant initially. So, it is a constant, only second function derivative will be considered and it will be multiplied with that, plus when you differentiate the first function, second function will remain as a constant. So, when you have two functions, one will act as a derivative, other one will act as a constant. So, when one function is differentiated in the product, when one function is differentiated, other functions acts as a constant and they will remain standstill, as it is they have to be written. Then after that you take another function. So, it is a composition like u, v, w is there. Okay. So, let us consider it as a note. Suppose you have three functions, u, v, w whole dash will be, see, u is acting as a constant, v is acting as a constant and w will be differentiated. Then u and w will act as a constant, v will be differentiated, then finally first function will be differentiated and the other two will be acting as a constant. So, when you come for, I hope I can write it here. So, that is when you consider, it is the linear sum of one function is differentiated, then another function is differentiated. When one function is differentiated, two functions remains as a constant. Same is applicable for the first function, like first function, second function constant, third is differentiated, first and third constant, second is differentiated, first function is differentiated, second and third are constant. Suppose four functions are there, one function is differentiated, others are constant. So, like that. So, whenever you differentiate one function in product, so other functions will remain as a constant and finally everything will be added. So, that is the product rule. So, it can be easily remembered like this. It is first function, into derivative of the second plus second function into derivative of the first. Now, let us come for the quotient rule, u by v whole dash, it is equal to v into u dash minus uv dash divided by v square. Otherwise, denominator into derivative of the numerator minus numerator into derivative of the denominator divided by denominator square. So, you are differentiating here basically similar to the product rule, but since denominator is there, that denominator has to be taken care of, and you can see that the sign difference is also there. So, these are the particular rules, and the last one where lambda is a constant. So, whenever you have a constant multiple of a function, do not worry about that constant, it will be multiplied with the derivatives also. So, it will not get differentiated. It can be shown easily with a example. For example, you have ax, y is equal to ax. Then what about dy by dx? Dy by dx is equal to first function into derivative of the second, d by dx, plus second function into, what is that, x into d by dx of a. So, here d by dx means differentiation of x with respect to x. So, derivative of x, otherwise I can write like this also, a into x dash plus x into a dash. What do you mean by x dash? Derivative of x. What is derivative of x? It is equal to 1. What is derivative of a dash? 0. So, what will be the derivative here? Here it will be a into 1. Otherwise, simply you can differentiate x directly. A will be acting as a constant here. Okay. So, this has been used by the product rule. Okay, we will see some examples thoroughly. So, let us take up the first example. Find the derivative of 2x minus 3 by 4. Find derivative of 2x minus 3 by 4. So, let us start with, let y is equal to 2x minus 3 by 4. What is derivative? So, it is d by dx of y, which is equal to d by dx of, since we know the algebra of limits, it is enough to differentiate d by dx of 2x minus d by dx of 3 by 4. 2 is a constant, so 2 into d by dx of x. So, what is d by dx of x? It is 1. 2 into 1. What about d by dx of 3 by 4? It is derivative of a constant 0. 2. Reason is derivative of x is 1. Derivative of x is 1, and derivative of constant is 0. So, we know 2 is a constant, it can be taken outside, but the derivative of x is there. Here this is simple constant, this is a function, 2 into variable x is present here, because of that we are differentiating x with respect to x, and 2 will remain outside. But here there is no privilege of that kind for this 3 by 4, ಇದಕ್ಕಂತ ಯಾವ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. 3 by 4 ಹೊರಗೆ ತೆಗೆದ್ರು ಸಮೇತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ x ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲದಿರುವುದರಿಂದಾಗಿ derivative becomes 0. Okay. Now, you may have slight difficulty in understanding this notation. What you mean by d by dx? D by dx is nothing but differentiating with respect to x. New with x in taking consideration of the variable x, you are differentiating this function y. Okay. So, y alliರೋ expression ಅಲ್ಲಿ x ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ differentiate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅದರ meaning. So, let us consider another example. It is x power minus 3 into 5 plus 3x. Now, we have to find the derivative of this. It is x power minus 3 into 5 plus 3x. Find the derivative. Okay. As usual, you take y is equal to x power minus 3 into 5 plus 3x. Before differentiating, we see that we can multiply this inside. So, it reduces complexity. So, y is equal to x power minus 3 into 5. So, x power minus 3 into 5 plus x power minus 3 into 3x. So, this can be written as 5 into x power minus 3 plus 3 into x power minus 3 plus 1. So, this is 5 into x power minus 3 plus 3 into x power minus 2. So, everything has been written in the standard form. So, x power n, x power n, these two are constants. So, now I can differentiate this. So, differentiating Okay, let us write it in a short diff. It will be differentiating dy by dx is equal to, since phi is a constant, it is outside, and you have to consider d by dx of x power minus 3 plus 3 into d by dx of x power minus 2. What is the value? Value here is, since we know d by dx of x power n, what is d by dx of x power n? It is equal to 5 into minus 3 into x power minus 3 minus 1 plus 3 into minus 2 into x power minus 2 minus 1, because d by dx of x power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. Now what you got here? 5 into minus 3, that is minus 15, and x power minus 4, plus 3 into minus 2, that is minus 6 into x power minus 3. So dy by dx is equal to minus 15 into x power minus 4 minus 6 into x power minus 3. If you want, you can take x power minus 4 outside. So that gives you, let us take 3 outside. So 3x power minus 4 outside, that gives you minus 5 and minus 2, minus 2x, minus 2x. So this is your derivative of the given function. So hope you have understood the concept of using the algebra here. So algebra of derivatives will be like taking constant outside and differentiating the standard functions. What are the standard functions? X power n, sin x, cos x, tan x, etc. So we have seen the problems of, basic problems of differentiation using algebra of derivatives. Now let us discuss more problems regarding the product rule, quotient rule, and mixing of the trigonometric functions with that one in our next class. Thank you.